Guys, it's time to start right now.
Yeah,
And
we are
we are
already
very good
doing.
talk, and we're gonna keep talking, but really we have to start right now. And it's a very good pleasure to have Howard here with us again. And was the first part was wonderful, fantastic, and this part I am sure will be fantastic too. And it's a very, very good pleasure to have Howard and my partner, Paulo Santos,
There you go. Yeah.
to talk with all the people about aerobics, about competition. And Howard, how are you today?
Hey, I'm ready. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Los Angeles. The sun is out. I just got some sun so I can have energy for our conversation today.
You have very good energy and a lot of energy. Paulo, how are you, Paulo?
Man, I'm alive. I just can say that I'm alive, feeling good. It's everything is here. After that, I'm just gonna have 2 hours of sleep. Life, it's beautiful. I just want people to look to me and see like that's how I am right now. A little bit tired but happy. That's a good thing. I wanna say like in different language just to get people involved. Bom dia, galera. Muito bom de ter participado. Grande Howard tá aqui para vocês. O que vocês quiserem perguntar tá à disposição. Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. Howard-san, moikai soredai ni kai desu. Zehi zehi, Howard no kikitai koto zuzu hanashi shite kudasai. Koko watashi tsuyaku shuru kara daijoubu desu. Yeah, you're ready.
Well, we believe everything you said.
Yeah.
Only good things. Only good things. Only good things. Believe
it. Here in Spain, it's 10 o'clock in the 10 o'clock in the night here in Spain, and it's really hot here too. Okay, Paulo.
Yeah.
Maybe
yes,
you have a picture of sangria in front of you.
Oh.
Sangria is danger. I remember some things with really sangria.
Yes. And look, Sylvia, she's born in one part of Spain and have the best wine, in my opinion, the best wine in the world. It's fantastic.
Where is that?
Castilla-La Mancha. Yeah, the wine
Incredible.
is wow, spectacular.
So maybe after the next Happy House competition, we could do a Happy Good Wine competition.
Wow.
The best wines from all over the world.
We're going to have so many people participating. Yep, that's a good Oh my God, that's so good idea. Guys, Howard idea. Oh my God. That's great.
Yes.
So, Howard,
yes,
as you see, I start the Champions Talks, right?
Yes.
And the idea was to bring the world champions together. And I have a big news to you. So I'm still doing the video, I'm just one person here. And the way I want to do the edition, I'm not giving to any staff to do it. So I still have like 10 world champions on the list to send to you. 10 more.
Well, that's one.
Just getting crazy.
And we've been posting all of them on the ANAC website. They're all posted.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, guys, you're here. He's posting that. Okay, so, and the next step right now is to get all the world champions together and make with the champions music a super show with the world champions where we're going to make as a donations, a charity. So people are going to donate for $1, $10, whatever, and we're ready to choose the institution to support for this COVID situation. So people that are starving, they don't have any food. So it's going to be the world champions, the NAC world champions doing a super show to help, some areas. We're going to start in Brazil. We're going to go in other countries. And of course, I just need the signature of the president of the NAC to say, we support the world champions doing that,
That would be very simple for us to do. Very simple. With COVID-19 still out there, when do you anticipate that this could take place? Or are you going to do it online?
Online, my friend, online. Okay. Each of the world champion is going to do like 4-8 of counts, and they're gonna send I'm gonna send the music for them, and they're gonna send the choreography for 4 counts of 8 to me, and they're gonna make the edition, and then they make the whole video. I have the support of the Chacabum, Robertson Magalhães. Robertson Magalhães is working with me. So we're going to make the edition of the video. We're going to send all like worldwide to say that this is a charity promotion, NAC World Champions helping, you know, to make donations and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it. Incredible.
Sounds like
it's
a
going to
good
be
plan.
amazing.
Good
Yep.
idea and a good plan.
We're very excited.
You count us in. We like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Howard.
Sergio, go.
Yes, I'd like to start the questions because we have a lot of questions around the world for you about the competition, about the projects, and everything. You know, I'd like to start with the one question here from Spain. You know, and Howard, can you do Master Division to bring back the old champions to participate?
So
This question's in the air.
In other words, I have to assume that they're all still living and they're all still ambulatory. They can still walk, right?
This was for Spain. Question for Spain.
Yeah.
So, Howard?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, if we can bring everybody together and we can get a lot of everybody practice, maybe we can open up next year's IAC championship with a big presentation of all the old champions, you know, but it has to be to the championship theme song.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that. I like that idea.
Fantastic.
Okay, guys, you're hearing from Howard Schwartz, okay? Marilene, Regiane, Jonathan, you guys are hearing from him. So it's in the air. So it's up to you to make that happen. Thank you, Howard.
We'll stay in touch and talk about it.
This is very nice, Howard, because we have we have very big story, you know, about aerobics, about the competition, and it's really nice because we have a lot of athletes, wonderful athletes about aerobics, you know, and anybody knows about the people, you know, and the people, you know, it's very nice to bring all these people, you know, and to make a very big community about the aerobic sports. I think it's a wonderful idea. Just
Yeah. Okay, well, we can work on that. I like the idea. We've talked about that here before as well, you know, and as soon as we get through this period of COVID-19 and everybody's back on their feet and everybody's dancing and training again, I think that's the best time for us all to come together as one big happy family, one big community.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. It's a great way to restart.
Yes. It's nice. I think this situation make us to have time to think about things, you know? And well, it's nice too, you know.
Are you still thinking about them? I'm ready to act on them. Let's get them done.
Yeah, that's right. Howard, before we keep going, I mean, maybe my video is off, but still, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to say something very important, and then to explain to all I mean, even if they are not here, Sergio is going to make the edition of this video, and we're going to send to all NAC directors. What I'm doing, it's as a NAC director, it's to make, you know, NAC to promote NAC to keep going. So what I'm doing, it's something that you guys can do in your country. It's something that you guys can promote in your country by yourselves. So, you know, as I'm doing as an NAC Japan director, but I do like to Mexico, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, to do in them country to find a way to promote the NAC over there. So I'm doing, like, of course, I'm getting with the world champions, but I want everybody to try to do something because it's possible. If I'm doing, it's because there's always some way to do it. And I'm sure that we're going to have the support from Howard if you want to do it in your country. So guys, try to do something. And if you need any advice, just contact me, and I'm going to give you some tools, some ways to do it. So just to let people know about that. Right, Howard?
Well, I think so. I want to make more understand a little bit better. Are you talking about the opportunity to build it up in your country and to follow your direction, what you're doing in Japan? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, well, that can be like the way I'm doing, or they can just, because we don't know the reality for each country. So they can try to find a way inside of their own country to make NAC more popular, to bring more people for the world competition or for the national competition. So if they want some advice or something, I'm here, I'm open, I'm here for them if they need some support. Okay?
I see. So is this about building onto the sport, making it larger? Is that what you're
Yes,
talking about? Yeah.
yes.
I thought a little bit about that myself. And a few years back, we started something in the ANAC organization, and we called it Adopt a Country. Okay. And what the
Mm,
thought was that you're in, let's say, if you're in Brazil right now, and you're presently doing aerobics, and if you're supporting, aerobic, and the country next door, let's say Chile, is not part of the ANAC organization, it's kind of
mhm,
adopt a country, so that you can go, and if you're in Brazil, you represent ANAC and invite the studios and the people in Chile to join us for 1 year,
mhm.
to bring their athletes to come for
Okay.
1 year, okay, and to join us at the International Aerobic Championship, the IAC, and
Hmm.
introduce it once again, because years ago Chile was a huge member of
Right,
NAC, and
right.
then it kind of dissipated. It kind of went down. Um, if there are still a large community or a good sized community in Chile, we want them to
Hmm.
participate once again. We'd love to have them back.
Hmm.
And certainly, Brazil being the neighbor to Chile, they can invite them. The same thing is true that
Yeah,
Germany could invite
yeah.
France, or invite Italy could invite Switzerland. It's the way that,
Hmm.
it's another step forward to starting to build the participation and grow.
Oh, okay. I see. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me just go a little bit in Japanese. 皆さん、このやり方が今、ハワード教えたけど、わからないこと、直接私の携帯に見るください。Okay? Okay, Howard, great. Thank you.
Sure.
Sergio, sorry, I found the solution. You guys keep going. I need to turn off and on again, so it's okay, right?
We
Yeah,
will
yeah.
miss you, but come back
Yeah,
soon.
it's only 2 minutes. I found a solution, so sorry, guys. I'm going off and on again. Bye bye.
Okay, no problem. And Howard, but I have another question about from Brazil. Any possibility to have the competition outside the United States?
Definitely. If a country has the desire to create a competition, or to even bring the world champion to the international championship, we certainly should talk about it. We're always open here, and anybody can contact us. Contact me personally. Let's get it open and to have a discussion about it. There's no reason why it couldn't happen. Um, uh, in all honesty, we have a certain obligation right now at our venue, where we hold the competition for another couple of years. But that doesn't mean we can't expand and do a European championship, or maybe a South American championship, or the World Championship just a few years later. But certainly, we're always open any way that we can to thoughts of building it and making it bigger again, for sure. So anybody that has an interest should bring it and contact us, and let's talk about how that might happen.
Yes. Here's a personal question. And what about the rules, the aerobic rules? In my time, when I was athlete, and right now, is completely different, or we have something like before? How is the
Yes.
rules?
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I still have all the technical guidelines and all the rules and regulations from when you were the champion. We developed them into something that was very, very popular at the time, and one that was used by all ANAC countries around the world. And at that time, there were close to 40 countries, or maybe 42 countries, that in its biggest time, that ANAC, were members of the ANAC at that time. So we could go back any day to those rules and look at them and see how we can look to them to see what they are today. Again, those rules, though, were before FIG became involved in the sport. And when FIG became involved in the sport, it became a totally different sport. It became very, very oriented toward gymnastics. And so it changed it. The element of the entertainment and the dance, the choreography was usurped, was overtaken by the gymnastic elements. And that changed the visibility. It changed the value and the entertainment level of the sport to a great degree. And so it was more toward doing an element, strength and technique, rather than choreography, dance, and form, the beautiful side of it.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, that's why it's different. That's why it's different.
Yes, I was watching some guys during the routine, and now, oh, it was amazing. It was fantastic. And I was thinking about when we start, 30 years ago, and oh my God, that's amazing. It's completely different.
Right. Well, if you remember 30 years ago, I mean, the 4 push-ups, 4 sit-ups, 4 jumping jacks, 4 high leg kicks.
Yeah.
You know, it started out originally, it was a 3-minute routine. So it was all about the choreography, all about the music, the motivation, the inspiration, right? And 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Yeah.
So then it got to be, okay, well, who could do a more difficult push-up? Or who could do a higher leg kick? You know, that was how we leveled it up. 1 arm, 1 leg. The Joan Wenson push-up, remember when we went to the Wenson push-up? That was a big deal, okay? But those were still people, when the public watched it, people could say, I could do that. Or you could get people watching it on TV and trying the Wenson push-up because it was something they could do. But it got to the point where the technical side got too difficult with FIG, because FIG, only gymnasts could participate at that highest level. So the masses of people could no longer see themselves in the sport because they couldn't do it. Unless they were gymnasts, they couldn't do that level to the sport. So that's how it differs between what ANAC was then and what it is in association with the FIG. But still, the ANAC has certain rules separate and apart from what the FIG does to make it simpler and make it easier for people to participate. We like that.
Nice.
Does that answer the question? I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Nice. Perfect. Paulo?
Yeah, I'm here. Just to let people know that at the time that Howard is talking, I'm talking with Japan at the same time, and other countries that having problem with connection or questions. So that's why I'm going to be like busy, but I'm connected all the time. Okay, Howard.
Yes, sir.
Mexico. I think you got the question. I mean, they're asking what advice you have to them to bring more athletes. What advice you have to them to make NAC more popular inside of their own country?
I'm unfortunately, I don't know the strength of aerobics in general in any country. I have to be honest with you. I don't know how big aerobics still is in Mexico or Germany or Brazil as a whole. Forget ANAC, whether it be FIG, ANAC, or anybody else that does an aerobic event. How many aerobic athletes are there in Mexico? And then are we separating them between ANAC athletes and FIG athletes, or are the athletes all the same? That's a question that even for me, I don't know right now. I don't know how many, because so many of the athletes who come to the ANAC championship also are involved in the FIG championship. So again, when you say, how do we make the ANAC bigger in Mexico? Are we speaking about just the ANAC, or are we speaking about how do we bring more athletes to aerobics in Mexico? That's, I'm not sure. Is that the question?
Well, yeah, it's from Gennaro, the question. So that's all he's asking. He knows, like, how can I mean, you can give advice, but it's up to them to because they know the reality inside of their own country. So it's up to them to try to find ways, right?
Yeah. You know, let me just say one thing in general, whether it's Mexico, Japan, Brazil, or Spain, anywhere in the world. What I just said before, the level of the competition, the extreme of the competition right now, again, and I'm not looking to take one side over another, but I know what it was years ago when we used to do NAC. And now, and then when FIG entered into the world and also started doing aerobics and changing it to aerobic gymnastics, it lost public. It lost the confidence of the public. It lost a lot of the entertainment value of the general public. When we were on ESPN for 13 years with the sport. Okay, we were the first ones in fitness on ESPN years ago because they saw that it generated a lot of interest with the general public. We used to be what ESPN called alternative programming. So what would happen here in the United States, if the Super Bowl was on ABC, what would ESPN use to counter program? Because they still had to program something. The majority of America was watching the Super Bowl. So they used to put our program on instead, because you know what happens? So many of especially the women, the wives of the guys who were watching football, they all wanted to watch the aerobics. So ESPN would watch, they would have that on the show because it was very popular with certain types of people in the United States and the rest of the world. And they liked it because of the entertainment value. They liked the music, the dance, and that's what it brought to it. And people could watch it and they could understand it. It got to the point where people stopped understanding it. It became too difficult, all right? And again, nothing to take away from the fact that, yes, the athletes who participated were phenomenally strong and gifted athletes, but you could only do it at that high a level. So people stopped getting involved in the lower level. There was no place for them to come into the sport on a lower level. At ANAC now, we would take in the aero dance and hoped that aero dance would be a way and a means for people who weren't at that higher technical level to be able to become part of the sport and started early. And so that's what we were looking at in the last few years as an entry level position. And that's why ANAC offers aero dance as an individual, as a mixed pair, as a trio. We really expanded it to be able to, more people to be able to come to the sport. That's what we need to do more of to get more people to the sport. We have to start finding ways that people feel that they can participate in it and what draws them to it. What draws them to it is the music, the energy, the dance, okay? It's exciting. It's exciting to express yourself in that way. And yes, it's important, like figure skating, when people are beautifully doing all the maneuvers and then all of a sudden, are they going to do a triple Salchow or whatever it may be? That's what gets people excited, building up to an element. Beautiful and then building up to an element. That's what I believe, you know, aerobics has to do. Once again, they have to have all that beauty, all that excitement of the routine, the choreography, and build up to an element, and an element that people understand and feel that they can do. Doesn't have to be so many. They don't have to be that difficult. As we said, we started it with 4 push-ups, 4 setups, 4 jumping jacks, 4 high leg kicks, and people all around the world watched it on TV and enjoyed it. So what I'm saying is that's what I think in general we have to do with the sport to make more people come to it and more people want to train and coach people in the sport.
Yes, very interesting because we have a lot of questions about that, you know, but I know United States is different because United States you have support, you know, sponsors, and it's different. But for example, Spain, if we talk about sport, it's just football, soccer, just soccer, soccer. And it's really hard to people here, you know, to promote another new event or another new sport, you know. We have a lot of questions here about that, and I will make this question for you. And how, what a way the people can use, you know, to arrive in some place to promote aerobic, for example, in Spain, or for example, in Canada, or Brazil again, you know? And in your opinion, how can we recover this strength?
Okay. I wish I had all the answers. I have ideas, but I don't have all the answers. But first of all, let me ask you something, all right? In Spain, in Brazil, in Japan, where is aerobics taught? Is it in a gymnasium or is it in a fitness studio? Where?
Good question.
Good
Gymnasium.
question.
Gymnasium.
It's in a
Gymnasium.
gymnasium. It's in a
Yeah.
gymnasium.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where was it taught all those years ago? You know, it was taught in a fitness studio as a fitness class where anybody could go in, a mother, a father, a grandmother, a daughter. They could all go and join a class, and everybody would work out together at different levels. It could be a beginner class, an intermediate, but it was something that everybody could do. And I think that's what has to happen once again. There has to be another second generation of the sport where, and again, I don't want to say, you know, at the highest level that the gymnastic studios could participate in it. But remember, the gymnastics, when they took aerobics, they had to adapt to it. The first time ever I went to an event that the FIG did, they started at a world championship level. In 1995, FIG started the first FIG World Championship. And I sat in the audience with many gymnastic coaches from all over the world. And it was the first time they were seeing the sport. And when they watched it, they looked in amazement because, again, they didn't dance. They did gymnastic elements, okay?
Yeah.
But the fitness people danced. They did fitness aerobics. They did for cardiovascular fitness. They did dance. And they took classes that lasted an hour in a fitness studio. Whereas the gymnastics world didn't do that. But they did elements. So now what happened is the first ever FIG championship in 1995, they had 16 elements in, I believe it was a 2-minute routine. So it was get down to the floor, get up, get down to the floor, get up, jump on the air. It was so much to see because they had to adapt to what aerobics was. So over the years now, it's become what they call a hybrid. It's a combination of both, okay?
Right.
My feeling is, in order for it to be what it was before, in order for you to get sponsorship, you know, you need to have masses of people want to participate in the sport, and you want to have them watch the sport. To be on television again, why was it on TV? Because people watched it, right?
Yeah.
Now, truthfully, they won't know what they're watching. They won't adjust to it because they don't recognize it. They don't know what it is. It's a hybrid combination of stuff. All right. So again, what I'm saying is, I think in order for it to be what it was, we have to go back and start bringing back more elements of dance, more elements of choreography, music, and let that take place. Let that go. And maybe the technical side of it could be at a lower level, especially to start off. Even if it goes back to 4 high leg kicks for jump, let it go back to that, because people do that in a fitness studio. That's what they do. So that's it. In my impression, I've been with this a long, long time. I've seen both sides of it, and I really believe that's where it has to go. To get the masses of people back into it again, it has to feel it. Many of you know that we built hip hop now into a huge organization worldwide. And basically what draws people to want to see hip hop competitions is the music and the dance. And yes, you could get to very high levels of movement in hip hop, but still it's the music, the dance, the synchronization, right? That's what people like to enjoy watching, and they love the feeling that they get. It's inspirational. People become passionate over it, and they want to see it, and they will pay to see it. They will come to an event, and TV wants to see it too.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect. Wow. It's so good to hear that from you, Howard. Exactly what you're saying right now. This possibility, what we should do. Exactly what I'm starting right now with the Hip House, bring families together. You know, bring people to come back to watch fitness, watch aerobic, and guess what? the Champions music was never been played so much than was doing right now. It's incredible. It's incredible. So people are like, oh my God, this music is so good. And of course, people are buying in the iTunes. But exactly what you do, what you're saying right now, is what I'm doing with Happy House, is to bring people back for them to understand, to have fun. And the Happy House, we have a category that calls aerobics. They are doing 4 jump jacks, they are doing 4 push-ups, they are doing 4 highlight kicks, you know, just to bring back this feeling.
Okay. So there's the answer for Gennaro in Mexico. That's the answer, all right? If you want to see ANAC grow, all right, then we have to simplify it. We have to make it beautiful again, right? And we have to make it so that audiences can come in and cheer, scream and cheer and jump out of their seats, you know? So, you know, one of the things, I tell you a little secret, I may have said this to you once before, but because, you know, Japan and Brazil next to each other right now, even though you're both Brazilian, but originally, but when we first had the World Championship, and we had 16 countries, I think, or 12 countries. And we used to go to Japan and do the championship before the first World Championship. And Japanese people are very shy. Now, it's not so much anymore, but years ago, we're very, very shy. And anytime somebody won a championship, you know, people would put their hands in front of their faces and kind of shy, you know. Then we would go to Brazil. And we would do it in the front we do the championship on the beach when Sergio, you won the championship on the beach. 20,000 people would be jumping and dancing and shouting. The first time we ever did the World Championship, we sat the people in the audience. If you remember, it was at the IDEA convention. And we said, okay, what countries are going to sit next to what countries? And we sat Japan next to Brazil, because we wanted the Japanese to be able to cheer and shout like the Brazilians were cheering and shouting, you know? Now today, when I go and I see an event in Japan, people do that in Japan. They're out there, they're excited, they're letting their emotions out. So Brazil did that, Japan, but now that's it. This sport has to be where people can once again feel like they want to shout, not ask to shout. Not, come on, ladies and gentlemen, applaud for them. It has to be a natural applause. That's when you know you have something that people want to see. And that's when TV will be interested again in recording aerobics.
That's great. That's great. Howard, we have something here that I think is going to be the next step to make more popular and to make people respect more, not only the aerobic, but the dance for the movement. Me and Sergio Sinfonio, we have a partnership to promote that. And Sergio, his company is promoting, you know, in the hospital, is helping, you know, disease people to recover. And we're doing this kind of platform that we giving to like showing the movement, the exercise, the aerobics, to make them have access to the movement. So we're going to talk to you later about that, to try to have a partnership somehow, medical fitness, you know, weight, NAC, right, Sergio? Am I on the right track?
Yes. Let me explain for Howard. Our job is, I'm surgeon, but when I start to work, you know, I just make some recuperation of some bones or something like that, you know. But sometimes, you know, we can make the prevention of these people. How can you do that?
Right. So it's a preventative.
Yes, with
preventative
sport.
Exercise.
Right now, we are working in the hospitals with the cancer, you know, and we will work with the people with dance, with exercise, you know, music, movement. Why? Because the people have fear, the people is depressing, the people, you know, and we can lock the brain, you know, and we can stimulate the hypothalamus, you know, and creativity and all the good things, you know, and the recovery is really faster.
I
You know?
bet.
Yes,
I don't doubt that.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing how your brain can help heal the rest of your body.
Yes. Music, dance.
And
Exercise.
Sergio is doing that
Yeah.
wonderful. Sergio is doing that really, really good. So Howard, me and Sergio, we think that, I mean, we don't know if it's as possible. For example, we have one idea. If next year in the world competition, we know we can have an extra, like, workshop or some kind of seminar, whatever, connected to this area to bring more professionals to make NAC, of course, a world competition, but also to get a reunion of many professionals of the fitness, of the aerobics, coach of sports aerobics, to get license or to get a little bit more information, and then use that information to promote in their own country. So I think it's a very good idea that we can talk about it. Me and Sergio already discussed about that, and there's a good possibility to bring, I mean, to give more respect to NAC, but also to attract more professionals to come and get involved with, of course, with the sport, but also to get a license or to make, like, I don't know, NAC is giving a license, is giving more workshops or something like that. We have many ideas that we can talk about later.
Yeah.
We certainly can talk about them for sure.
I got here a picture. Claudia Gomez. She was in 1992. She is, well, we lost to Japan, so she sent a message that she took with you. She's here.
Look at
She's
that.
watching right now.
Yeah.
Claudia Gomez from Brazil, individual women.
I remember Bliss as a sponsor. Who is that guy in the picture? I have no idea. Way too young.
You have the same hair. The same hair.
Yeah. It's a little thinner.
Not like me, Howard. Not like me.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thrilled to be with you guys now on camera. I have such little hair, but compared to you, I'm fine.
You there? You still got it. Still got it.
I do. Yeah.
Claudia said it's a big pleasure to see you again. Long time that she don't see you. She said it's a big pleasure. Olga Cardozo is saying hello from Virginia. Olga Cardozo is sending a big kiss for you.
Wow, Olga Cardozo. These names, when you bring them up, it's so wonderful and beautiful to hear them again. What is Olga Cardozo? What is she doing now? She's in Virginia, you said?
Yeah. She's together with Robertson, and she's involved with Shaka Boone Fitness, and she's like working by herself too. Yeah, she's doing great. She's very happy there, and she's also American right now, American citizen.
Did we write a letter for her? We wrote a letter for a lot of people that now live in the United States.
I think you did. I think you did.
We did. I have a lot of them here right now. I still keep all the letters we wrote.
We have world champions, Mario America, world champion, say hello. Magda, Brazilian champion, say hello. Mario Americo, everybody's here. Everybody's watching. Just to let you know.
Well, thank them all, and thank them all for those who did send the testimonial, the video. It was beautiful. We love seeing them. And again, we're starting to post all of them on the website.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
I have to tell you something, Howard. The same thing we was telling about the next time, that's the most important thing and the cool thing, when after a lot of years, you can meet somebody, and recover good things, and recover very good things and very good, wow, it's fantastic. And use like that. And Karen's like that, just very good things. It's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. We have such beautiful memories of everything. We're gonna do a reunion soon. We'll do a reunion. Okay, we're gonna work on one. Okay,
why not
bring everybody together again? We are going to do it.
Wow.
Okay.
Why not next year, Howard? I will help you 100%, Howard. I will help you 100%, Howard. I'm here for you.
And you know what? That would help us a great deal in reuniting. And you say, how do we start the sport? How do we make it bigger again? Bringing back some of the old memories, bringing back some of the winners from the past and the dancers from the past and the athletes from the past, bringing everybody together again can reunite a lot of spirit and a lot of ideas, So we'll come up with something. We'll do something.
Well, and we are here for you, me and Sergio are working so many stuff, so many things. So we're here for you to help you. And I'm sure, I'm talking here in Uruguay too, and their connection, people are not getting in. I don't know, they have a problem of connection. But Gracie Cash,
Anna Nunez is on the
Ana
call.
Nunes, yeah, Ana Nunes, yeah. She's trying, but it's not working, so she's saying hello to you. Yeah,
Hello back.
well, Howard, we're just here to let you know that, I mean, and of course, if you agree, we're going to have you one more time,
Yeah.
to clarify and to make more, more easy to people to understand the way to go, and also to try to get new solutions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you say new solutions, um, you're the one that's getting the questions sent to you. You're the one that's out there much more than I. I mean, Karen and I, especially with COVID-19, we've been indoors a long time now. But I'm getting the impression, and correct me if I'm wrong, that some of the winners of the past and those people who've been part of the sport for the last 20 years in coaching and so on and so forth are not seeing the development the way they had hoped it to grow. And maybe there's less athletes participating in the sport. At least I know in the United States there are, and other places too, although there is a sudden regrowth as well. And if I feel that if that's the case, there are things that that can be done, and I think that it's really necessary for collectively those people who are out there, all right, that do feel this way, they should be in contact with me or with our office and let us know where they are and what they're doing now, because we've lost contact with so many of the people and so many of the
Hmm.
athletes that you are reintroducing us to now. And if there's an energy out there to do something more, we need to have that energy here. We need to know who's out there and what they're doing presently, and
Hmm.
what the
Hmm.
state is right now. So if you mention Spain, or if you mention Brazil, or you mention, I mean, I know there are many athletes in those countries, but there are certain athletes that are the leaders in those countries who know what is really going on in those countries with the sport. They need to write to us. They need to contact us so we have an understanding where they're at with it right now, what they would like to see for the future. Many of them have said, you've said, and how do we make it like it was before? If people really want it like it is before, I need to know that. We need to know that because we're not hearing from them
Hmm.
directly. They're going to you or to you, and we're not
Hmm.
hearing from them. We need to have like a board. We need to have some participation more direct so that we know who's out there and how many athletes that they're working with right now, what the athletes are doing, and what they want to see for the future in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years for the sport. That's
Yeah.
Right,
something to
right,
start
yeah.
off with. We don't know that because we're not hearing directly from so many of them.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you why. You're not going to believe. I'm telling you why that happened. Some of the countries they don't speak English, and I said, well, just use a Google translation. But they asked me to send to you, go through me, say like, okay, guys, just talk directly. Yeah, but you don't speak the language, something like that. That's one of the things. Another thing is that, like I said, they have the idea, but they don't start to do anything. So what you're saying
Right.
here, please guys send to us, but they don't do it. So it feels like they need a leader or need somebody that need to organize with all of them, and then say, guys, you have to do this. I like to help them, even to connect. And the internet, some people have a problem with that, like Argentina right now, or Uruguay, or my friend from Chile that wants to participate. So yeah, they need more information because why they just don't go straight to you? That's what I'm asking
Yeah.
myself too.
Well, at least for us to have the information, the knowledge of what's going on with them in their countries and what they want for the future. Are they satisfied with what they have right now? Do they see more athletes coming to the sport? Or do they see if the difficulty level was less with more come? If the music was less, was more, with more come? These are things that we need to know because somebody said to me, a question, I guess, that was sent is, why don't we go back to the rules we used to have or something of that nature? We are working together. And the one thing about the ANAC that is of interest to us is we work with the FIG at a certain level of the sport, but the ANAC still has its level of the sport too. So we don't identify only with FIG. We still have the ANAC level, okay? And we can work with that you know, as a way to bring more people into the sport. And maybe those who are from a gymnastic background can go that other direction, and those from the ANAC background can be less, but at least it's bringing more people.
Right.
And so this
Right.
is what we need to know. Are there those out there that believe that we can bring more people to the sport if we went back a little bit more to the old rules, like Sergio was talking about? You know, we need to know that what the feel is out there.
Howard, what age do you start your competition right now?
Well, we have what we call the junior showcase, and the junior showcase is, I believe, from 7 to 12 years old.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
And then after the junior showcase, then we go to AG1, AG2, like we follow the FIG guidelines for ages, you know, for that. But again, and then again with the ANAC, we there's an overlap as far as, like, for instance, for aero dance, and there's an overlap where we allow the ages to expand a little bit more. So we don't say that at a certain age you no longer can compete, so you no longer. We expand them a little bit more, so more people can stay a little longer. If they're in a group, can stay with their group a little longer than just having to cut off and move on to the next level up, where they may no longer have teammates anymore, and they may not be able to participate anymore. So we try to expand it a little more in our aero dance competitions. Why we still will respect the FIG rules for the aero dance competition, but again, we don't give the value of a 6 point, a higher level of a gymnastic move, where in a FIG you would get a much higher value. We keep it lower so that athletes who can't do that level still have a chance to win, because maybe their performance level is a little bit better, or maybe it matches someone else's technical ability or level for elements, if you see what I'm saying. So we don't give the element so high a level that it completely distorts the opportunity to give somebody else a chance to win. That's how we differ somewhat, but we still respect the FIG rule, and we still will accept everybody from FIG, and they can still do those moves. They just won't get as high a point level for doing those moves as they would in a FIG competition.
Right.
Aero
Right.
dance. If you say,
Okay.
so we do have some changes. We do have difference. And junior showcase is earlier.
Okay.
Wow.
Another thing that I'm trying to do it, and then we try to promote here, and I think it's important. It's a prize money that bring people to know, to get a little bit like, oh, I'm gonna win this prize money thing. So listen, there's a picture in 1994 when Marilene Robertson went to your office. You are in the very back with the office to get the prize money. Do you remember how much was the prize money in 1994? I don't remember.
Wow. 0. I don't know. Was there prize money at all? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, they said that they went to your office to get the prize money. So in 1994, they win the World Championship, and they went to your office to get the prize money. Okay.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
Marilene, ele não se lembra. Okay, got it.
What did she say? What does she remember? Do they remember?
Marilene, você se lembra quanto que era o prêmio? Se você se lembrar, manda mensagem. She's gonna send a message if she remember. Well, you know, motivation is very important, and I think prize money counts, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just one extra.
Prizes help. Prizes help, but you know what the athletes have to understand, I believe, it's really hard sometimes because we are at a stage, and we've been there for the longest time. Sergio, you talked about it. It's very difficult to get sponsorship for the sport, okay? When we started out with the first championship, do you know that Reebok used to sell their shoes from a car?
Yeah.
Okay, there were 2 or 3 salesmen for Reebok, and they would go throughout in California, up and down the state, and they would have their car filled with shoes, and that's how they sold. Okay, so when we finally got Reebok as a sponsor, they had graduated to become a stronger company. But again, fitness was just starting out. Nobody even knew what aerobics was. So it was just graduating. And so, of course, so many people were doing aerobics then in fitness studios that all of a sudden they realized they were selling a lot of shoes to people who were doing aerobics. And therefore, it paid off for them to sponsor events because they knew a lot of people were in the sport and they could sell a lot of shoes to these people and then tie the sport in with the company. And that's what they did. So Reebok became the shoe for people to wear who were doing aerobics, and they would give all of the teachers of aerobics shoes, so that when you went to their class, everybody would say, "What's my teacher wearing?" "Oh, she's wearing Reebok."
Yes.
You would go to the store and say, "I want the shoe that my teacher was wearing, my coach was wearing," and that's how it started to build. So when you have a lot of the population participating and watching, then sponsors become interested in the sport. Today, we don't have that. So it's hard to produce events, all right? We do it out of the love for, and to keep it going, but a lot of athletes have to realize that it's difficult to have large financial prizes when you yourself don't have the money to even produce the event in the way it needs to be produced at a level that you think. So again, it's going to be the everybody understanding that the organizer of the event is not making a lot of money, if anything, from producing the event. He is just like the athlete trying to keep the sport out there so people will see it. And the athlete has to understand he or she is passionate to be part of it and they're good at it. So they need places to compete. But I think at this stage of the game, the athlete can't look at what the prize is, okay? Yes, it's nice to get a medal or it's nice to get recognition. For organizers to be able to have big prize money. If you can have prizes from a sponsor, that's in life. Some sponsors will give you prizes and they'll say, "I can't give you money, but I can give you prizes. I can give you shoes. I can give you this to give away." So I think it's really the athlete and the organizer has to have the same understanding that the organizer has as much problem as the athlete, all right, in making this sport grow. And unless we all can come together that way, and understand it, then, it's still going to be a little bit of friction there. So again, it's what we can do with the athlete afterwards. When we first started out, and we had the Crystal Light Championship in the United States, and then it became the Reebok Championship. So for us, what we did is we organized a tour. And so wherever we went, we took the champions with us, and the champions got their picture out there, and the champions got to be recognized. And then Brazil wanted the champions to come to their country. Later on, all the Brazilian champions would go to Japan because they were the best. And so that's what has to happen again. Can't be just about the money. What happens to me after I win the medal? What type of promotion can I get for myself? How much can the organizer help me get promotion? That's the most important prize of all.
Great.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Great answer.
Howard, from Canada, we have a question here. And how can we make the IAC bigger?
Well, I think we've already answered.
Yeah, we already answered that.
Yes.
How can I make it bigger? It's who can you introduce the sport to? So think if you're a coach in Canada and you're going to Portugal for an event, or you're going to Bulgaria for an event, okay, when is the last time Portugal ever participated in the IAC? When's the last time Bulgaria participated? Europe, is almost, aside from maybe Switzerland and Germany, there's very few athletes from European nations that participate. So I'm saying to you, if you want to see the ANAC grow, if you want to see the International Aerobic Championship grow into a bigger event, and again, we have anywhere between 400 and 500 athletes who participate in the IAC. So that's a good size event. But if you want to see it like it was years ago, then we have to work together to make that happen. So as I'm saying, Canada coaches, Canada judges, you need to talk when you go to an event in a country that doesn't participate in IAC, you have to go and talk those people into saying, hey, have you ever been to the United States to the event that they do, the IAC event? Have you ever participated in an ANAC event? Because we are on the FIG list every year. If you look right now, we're already set with our dates for 2021. Probably the only ones out there now that already have a date for 2021. So Canada, if you want more people to come, reach out to who you know across the world that is not already coming and tell them to put it down on their schedule now and to contact us and say, how can I come next year to the ANAC championship? Okay, that's how it can grow. We have to do it together.
Yeah. How it's a personal question. And all your life, you and Karen, you know, and the competition, what is the most bigger problem you find inside your organization?
What is the biggest problem?
Well, no, the most big problem
for aerobics. What is the biggest problem that we've had for aerobics?
Yes,
you know, I think for all the time we've been doing this since the sport was born, is to get people to understand and to know what the sport is. All right? Because for all these years, people still don't know what aerobic competition is.
Yeah.
Right?
Still now.
And that's
still
the biggest
now.
problem. They don't recognize it. And it's very small. It's very niche. You know, it's something that those who participate in it and love it are great. You know, all these years in the United States, okay, the USAG, the Gymnastics Federation, they don't know what the sport is for the most part. They have never participated in the sport in the United States. We are their member, okay? We are their affiliate member, so we represent it, but it's not supported, it's not promoted. Just recently, we've been working with them in the past 2 months where they've agreed to put video. We've been working with Ibsen, former champion from Brazil, and we've put together videos on how to do the sport and why you should do the sport and how to train in a gymnastics studio in a gym for the sport. And now they've agreed to put it up, okay? And in all these years, the FIG has been the sport, right? So again, it's getting people to recognize it, to want to be a part of it. And it's complicated. So that's been the biggest problem of all. What is it? When we were on TV years ago, everybody knows it. Do you know, if you go to YouTube and you look at our old, the years that Paolo won the competition and Jonathan Cañana, some of those older years, those videos go viral. People love those videos, you know, and they love them because it reminds them of an era in the 80s when fitness was really big and aerobics was really big. But again, could that happen again? Yes, you know, but again, we have to find that way that people could recognize the sport. What is it? And again, I do believe with the appropriate choreography and music and the elements that simplify it, that's how it can become popular again. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's great. I agree. 100%. 100%. The situation that we have right now, like you said, people don't recognize. So the only way is really to go on TV, you know, and they have a big social media now, Instagram and everything, that we can promote videos, promote competitions, small ones, or bring back the videos. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Well, social media is something that didn't exist years ago when we started the championship. So now, yes, that is the medium that people do get to see it, okay? And that is the medium that they can learn from it, that people who can't go into a gymnastics studio can still learn from it by watching the videos. And that's the way people years ago used to learn. So many people would say, I used to watch it on TV and I would copy. I would record with somebody's routine. And that was the biggest thing, when somebody would steal somebody else's routine, right? Because that's how they knew it. They could just watch it and learn from it that way. So now you can do that through YouTube, or you can watch it on some other form, some other platform. But it's out there, you can see it. But again, it has to be simplified so people can understand it and people can want to do it themselves. They want to try it. So that's why when you see all the old videos, right? You don't only see people watching them, people are emulating them. People are trying to do it. So how many times in Japan, you showed me some of the athletes, the Japanese basketball players who were taking the music and were trying to do the routines. Because, see, that's when people think, oh, I can do that. And they try to do it. But at a level where it's so gymnastic, it's hard to do that unless you have the ability as a gymnast to be able to do those moves. So again, that's what I'm saying. Simplification, you know, the music, the dance part of it, and then a few good elements would really make the sport much more popular.
That's great. That's great.
I agree.
And no, it's funny. I have a suggestion and about make popular. For example, last year I went to Philippines to promote the Happy Dance Sport system, and we got like 600 people doing the class, you know, and we went to schools and other things. So there's one question from Claudio Franzen, and a big probably a question for me too. Do you think it's a possibility to have a world competition in any other country? You know, like, you know, you just go to another country, or you need to keep main United States?
No, well, Sergio asked me that question earlier, but good old Claudio Franzen probably wasn't listening, so we'll do it again for Claudio. Thank you, Claudio. But as I said, we have an agreement with our venue in the United States. That's why we can have a date right now for next year, because we put agreement together that can be for 5 years, and so that we know every year when the dates are, when it's going to happen. But that doesn't mean in 2 years from now or 3 years from now, we couldn't have it somewhere else in the world, right? But it has to be at a level, at a certain level. People know when they come to the NAC championship, they know it's not going to be held in anybody's gymnasium. They know it's not going to be just putting a banner across the stage. We do it with a certain level of sophistication and a certain level of you know, as if it were being televised. You know, we try to have a great looking venue. We try to do it in a presentation. We try to do it where people stay together as a community, as an Olympic venue, you know, where people are all together and can socialize together, as well as be part of the competition together. So when win or lose, you're still there amongst all the other athletes. You're not staying at some hotel 2 miles away and have to be bussed in. You do your event, you stay with your group and you go home. No, we do it so that we can bring everybody together and all the athletes get to know one another and be a part of it. That's what, if somebody said to me, I want to bring it to my country and we can follow your pattern and do it like that, there's no reason why we couldn't figure out a way to make it happen.
Great.
Howard, I have a question from Japan.
Yay!
Could you make a short video, send a message to Japan? Because you got it so exciting to compete,
yes, I understand.
And was canceled.
Yeah, well, it was sad for us too that it was canceled, no question. But that means that next year, twice as many people from Japan should be coming, right, Paolo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to look to, you know, because in the past few years, the Japanese participation really went down. Years ago, Japan would bring hundreds of people to compete. It would be wonderful to have everybody. So yes, I would love to make a short video inviting all of the people from Japan, the athletes, to participate and to get a chance to be part of the ANAC championship for sure. So Paolo, I can work that out with you. You let me know, and I would be happy to do a video. Yes.
Okay, I'm just answering now. Okay, they're very happy. Say thank you too.
Great. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again from Japan.
That's great. And Howard, there's one thing that me and Sergio were talking, and then I start to connect to some countries about it. What we're doing with this webinar is very professional, and the next step for us is to make workshops, seminars, and to give a license online. That's what we're doing right now. I mean, we're preparing for that for the next step. And I already got like some questions from the hip hop community. And, you know, I'm a professional dancer too. It's not, I always make people understand that I'm a coach aerobics, I choreograph, but I also choreograph jazz dance, hip hop. I'm a professional dancer. I have a degree in dance. So just don't people to say like, Paul is aerobics. No, I'm a professional dancer. So I'm open to all this kind of stuff. And they asking if it's possible to have a hip hop, like, you know, with HHI seminar or using our platform, and I say, I don't know, I'm going to ask Howard if he wants to give, for the hip hop community, like some kind of interview like we're doing right now.
I'm so sorry. So you want to know if we want to do like a HHI webinar? Is that what you're asking? Something dedicated
because some people, like many countries, ask me, like, Paulo, you're doing aerobics, could you do it for the hip hop community? Because Howard is the president of the hip hop. So if it's possible for you to answer questions in our interview, like just for the hip hop community.
Right now? Or you want to answer some questions? Is that what you're saying?
No, not sorry, right now, like in the future. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We should talk about that, Paulo. Definitely talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Right, Sergio? You think about that, right, Sergio?
Perfect, perfect. And Howard, I have to send you a picture dancing hip hop. My picture dancing hip hop. Yes.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to send you. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Is it in your scrubs?
Yes. No. Oh, so, yes. Yes.
Right before you go into operate.
Right? Well,
it keeps you cool and calm.
Another time.
Yeah, I think we want you to demonstrate that for your patients.
Okay. Oh yes.
That's good. That's good.
I did once. I did.
Just before he's ready to cut. Then you do a few hip hop moves.
Sergio go to the patients like, okay, guys, okay, you ready? Okay, I'm going, hey, on you. And
hey,
it's like,
this is very wonderful strategy. And because all the patients was really nervous and we started then don't worry about pum. The people start to laughing and it relax. It's very good strategy.
I agree.
I absolutely agree, for sure. Dance is wonderful for getting rid of all the stress and anxiety, for sure.
Yes.
It doesn't make a difference if it's aerobics or hip hop or mambo.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's all fantastic. It's good. It's good for your mind, good for your body, your energy. Makes people feel good.
It's wonderful.
That's wonderful. That's a platform that me and Sergio have right now, and that's what we're working for. It's to make dance movement very popular, to be part of the daily life. That's why we're working hard, and I'm sure that we're going to get it. Right, Sergio? We're working hard on that, to make dance as a daily life. They need to keep moving. It doesn't have to be like competition or to dance hard, but to have the rhythmic and rhythm every day, to know how to move and deal with the problems every day, daily problems.
And right now we are using the music and the dance with Alzheimer, and very interesting results. It's amazing. The dance and the music is amazing.
So I want to challenge you two guys with something, because you brought up hip hop before, okay? And HHI.
Yeah.
So on HHI right now we have what we call the Tick-Tock challenge. Are you guys familiar with Tick-Tock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you and everybody else who's listening, you can go to Tick-Tock and you go to the song. It's called Let's Dance. Okay. Let's Dance - Hip Hop International Theme. Okay. You know how we have the theme for aerobics? Well, we also have a theme for hip hop called Let's Dance Hip Hop International Theme. We've cut it down to 1 minute. And we challenge anybody to go to Tick-Tock and record your dance for 1 minute, up to 1 minute, to our theme song, okay? And then we're going to post them. So we're starting to post them. So now I challenge Sergio and I challenge Paulo to go and to do that, okay? And anybody else who's aerobically inclined, now we can see what you can do with a piece of hip-hop music as choreographers and dancers, okay? It's our challenge to you.
Wow. Okay,
yeah.
we'll try.
Do you accept the challenge? Okay.
I just opened now. Yeah, hello. Hello. I'm still doing choreography. Piece of cake.
Oh my,
I already got here.
I accept it.
There you go.
I already opened here. Yeah. Okay. Nice. No problem.
Let's dance. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Sergio, I'll have a chance to see what you do for your patients.
Okay, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I done this for a long, long, long time, but we can try to do this,
Right.
to do,
It's
to
how
do
to get back
something. Yeah,
into it
yeah.
again. Okay.
Yes, nice.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm gonna dance, and people gonna say like, yes,
Yeah. Okay.
confident. Hello, I'm gonna do
And
something different.
and you can pass it on to Roberson Magalhaes and Olga Cardoza and
Yep.
Satsuko Kataoka, all the group out there and in Virginia, they can all be dancing too. Let's see what they could do hip hop. Okay.
Actually,
Well,
the platform that Robertson have, the business that he's doing, Shackable Fitness, is there. It's hip hop, is
Okay.
everything. So
Okay.
they're very good on it.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so
Let's
nice.
dance dash hip hop
Yeah.
international theme.
Okay. I
right, I'm
have
gonna
here.
send to
Yes,
everybody. Also,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna promote that
nice,
too.
nice.
So it's there a possibility for you to go to do like an interview for hip hop, right?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later and you can let everybody know. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, Sergio,
You'll have to
anything else?
change
Have
your t-shirt though.
your
You'll have to
Uh,
T-shirt.
change your t-shirt. You'll have to put on a hip hop shirt. Not a,
He's over there. He's waiting for me. I have a lot of stuff. Man, I change
even
all
me,
the
I
time.
have to change. See, I have my,
Oh, I like that. I like that. Howard, do you have? Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have some? Any consideration? We have right now. We have an hour and 20, 15
yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
want?
Paulo needs some sleep. Sergio needs to work on his choreography.
No sleep anymore.
Don't sleep anymore.
So if we, if unless there's some other questions, I'm fine. I can say so long. We can stay on another 10 minutes, whatever you feel like you want to do.
Right.
Fantastic.
Well, I before Sergio, before you go, I just want to say again, Howard, thank you to give you support. You know, talk to the T-Par about the music. Your small one was important for the hip house competition to start. Okay, because let me explain what I'm thinking. I'm going inside the home. I bring the family. I bring masters. I bring children to start to move. You know, the next step is to put them out to the gym or to the stadium that they can enjoy and start to love the sport. And after that, competition. So for me, I'm starting for the zero again to bring people for the sport or for the movement or for the fitness. You know that after that we are going to introduce to them the sports competition. You know the NAC feeling. You know I'm not here trying to say that FASG is bad or
No,
NAC is
it's
good
not.
or
It's not
I'm
bad.
just here promoting. I'm just promoting. You know this is sport that I think is very good and it's connected now. Like you said, we have aero dance, we have everything together. So the Hep House mission is to really bring back people. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I'm thank you for your support. You know, very
Well, and
appreciate that.
as you know, we've been out here a long, long time with ANAC. It's survived many challenges through the years, okay? But we're still here. And we welcome anybody who wants to come back to ANAC and participate once again. Because there's a lot of athletes who were champions ANAC long ago and then left ANAC and started, specifically working with FIG or others. And like I'm saying, we welcome anybody to come back. We welcome the support to support everybody to help grow it as well. And we would love to see next year. There's we have 14 months until the ANAC IAC championship, the end of
Yeah.
July in Phoenix, Arizona. And again, if somebody's watching this and they're not already participating and want to participate, we want to hear from them. We want more athletes to come. We want more people to participate, to enjoy the feeling they get when they come to the ANAC events. Not just ours, but I'm sure any ANAC event is a similar way. We enjoy the company of having all the athletes together. We enjoy the competition. We enjoy the friendship. People who have been judging ANAC have been judging it for years. Coaches have been
Mhm.
part of it for years. So it's nice to be able to have everybody come back again together. So again, I'm out there and asking anybody who's listening that wants to contact us again and come back again, join us once again. We'd love to have everybody there.
That's great. That's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
and maybe have the medical fitness giving workshops and other things
Yeah.
there
Well,
too.
we should talk about that. Sure.
Let's talk, Sergio.
fantastic.
Sergio,
Nice.
sorry, Gennaro. He is insisting. Remember, Gennaro from Mexico, right?
I love Gennaro from Mexico.
Yeah,
He's the best.
yeah. He's just asking. He's giving a suggestion that I think we should think about it, to have World Series, like small competitions, like international. That's gonna bring them to. I mean, we have a national, but like FIG doing World NAC World Series in different countries, to keep like promoting before go to the international IEC.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I would like to know what countries, we need to know what countries would be interested in hosting the World Series. All right. If there was a World Series, what countries would do that? So I know, hearing from Gennaro, it sounds like he'd be willing to produce a World Series event. Um,
Yeah,
who in Europe would produce it? Let's get all the continents involved. So who's going to do the World Series event in Asia? Who's going to do it in the Americas? Who's going to do it in Europe? That's what we need to know. And then we can start moving on with that idea. As long as we have those people who are willing to organize the event and get the participants, I think it's a great idea. So Gennaro, we challenge you first to do it, and Paolo or someone from Asia to do it, and we need somebody in Europe to do it as well. And let's have that, and let's talk about the rules and how we're going to have that start up. And yes, finalize at the IAC sounds great.
good that you mentioned, because I already have countries. I have Taiwan, I have Indonesia, I have Germany, I have Mexico, I have Brazil, I have Japan, and what else? And I have Australia also. I have like countries interested to do that. So yeah, we're gonna
Well,
touch
then you're saying to me right now that you've got the countries involved.
Argentina too.
Okay, well, I'm sure Birchie is ready. Birchie's out there doing everything she can to keep that
Yep.
sport and keep her business going in Argentina. She's doing a wonderful job out there. So we're so proud of Birchie in Argentina, how strong they are every year at the ANAC competition. Mexico as well, Japan as well. So again, yeah, let's expand. We need to talk about this, maybe not so much the way we're doing it right now, but we should talk about it. Okay, so if you have all these countries, let's talk about how we bring them all together and we can put a World Series together. We're all for it. Sounds great.
Right. That's what
It's a,
Gennaro said. Gennaro said just to have like, let's say a Zoom conference with all NAC countries to do that. So just,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry,
All right.
Sergio.
no,
Thank you.
no, no.
Thank Gennaro. Yeah.
I said that's amazing. The history of this platform. We started to do this platform because we start to bring the people, and scientifics and doctors to talk about health, to talk about everything about health, to help the people, to spread information to the people. And when Paulo told me about, let's gonna talk with Howard Schwartz. What, Howard? Of course, of course.
Thank you.
And the most important thing of this moment is we have one idea, and right now we start talk about business, about other ideas, and we recover a lot of people 30 years ago here, and a lot of people reading, writing, Howard, you changed my life. Howard, I got married, Claudia Gomez. I got married 30 years ago because thank you for you and Valdir Soares. That's amazing. That's amazing thing. And Claudia, un beso para ti, Claudia. That's amazing
Yeah.
thing.
No, Marcelo Capi and Robertson and many people, they got American citizenship because Howard helped them,
Yeah.
or because they win the world title. That counts, right? Howard to get the citizenship or green card. So because of the title, they got citizenship, and the Americans. It's crazy.
Well, it's a pleasure, because you know what? Some of these people are the ones who have kept aerobics alive in this country. It's not so much the U.S. coaches, but it's the coaches from other countries who have come back to live here in America and start programs for aerobics. That's how it's regenerating itself in this country. Not so much from the Americans, but from those from Brazil and from Argentina, Japan, other places in the world that are keeping it developing. So it's a wonderful opportunity. It was wonderful for me to be able to write those letters on their behalf, to see that they're still involved in the sport and keeping it going. It's a great thing. So let's keep uniting everybody together. Let's keep this going, the encouraging one another to keep it going. And again, I'm saying anybody out there that sees a way that we can keep it going, they should contact us here in Los Angeles. You can make sure everybody has our contact information, or they can go online and find us. But again, we're very open to finding ways to expand. Very open, Mr. Gennaro in Mexico, for the idea of the World Series. We just need those persons who are organizers, producers of events, to say, yes, we're going to do it. We're going to take on that responsibility, and we want to do a World Series event in our country. And that will help immensely to help grow the sport. Canada asked the question, how can that be done? Canada should be doing it as well, helping us. So we talked about adopt a country. You know, if you know another country that's not here, make sure they're here. We talked about coaches, and we talked about judges who are judging other events around the world, and they know those countries are not coming to the ANAC event. They should say, why aren't you coming to the ANAC event? You know, well, they'll say, I didn't know I could. Well, of course you can, but you need to take the first step. And this is the time to do it now. Put it on your program schedule for next July 2021. When I say next, it's still 14 months from now. So you can start that plan and say 14 months from now, we want to be in Phoenix with the ANAC. We want to participate in the ANAC championship, and then contact us. And then we can figure out the ways to make sure that you can come and do it. We will write a letter for you. We work with our congressman, who helps and sends, if you need a visa from your country, our congressman will send a letter to the embassy in your country to help get you visas to come to America. We have it worked out, you know, as much as possible with all those necessities that we've learned through the years, how to maneuver and how to make happen. So again, like I said, we welcome everyone to participate. That's it, guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's Health and Movement Talk. We had Howard Schwartz again, and this wonderful talk again.
It's our pleasure. Our pleasure.
Our pleasure to have you here, Howard. And well, we're waiting for you for the next talk. So about hip hop, and will be fantastic.
Yeah, and Paolo, I want to say one thing. First of all, I can't wait to meet all the new athletes from Japan that you're working with. I'm very excited about the regeneration that we're going to see from Japan. So if anybody listening from Japan, thank you so much.
That's
Domo arigato gozaimasu for being part of the ANAC championship this year, for following Paolo's recommendation. I know that you respect him and you have confidence what he's telling you. You'll have a wonderful time next year being part of our event next year. And Taiwan has not been to our event, so you can work on that. And Indonesia, some of the other countries, do your stuff. Okay? Do your stuff. All right. Sergio, we'll talk about how we can implement it, and we can work to bring this, as you said, from the mind to the body, and work with your medical associations around the world to kind of figure out a way to build it even further and have them understand better how much more we can do together.
Fantastic, Howard. Fantastic. Okay. We need to help the people to reduce the pills and medication and to put more happiness to the people. Yes, this is fantastic. Fantastic.
All right. Well, let's
thank you very much. Let's do it. Yes, let's work. Fantastic. And to the people, we have a lot of questions here, and we little by little we pass these questions to Howard Schwartz to answer this question. Don't worry about that, people, and we will keep with Howard Schwartz with us.
Obrigado a todos os brasileiros que participaram, que todos que estão participando são campeões mundiais. All the people participating are world champions for Brazil. And obrigado, galera, e para vocês passarem para outras pessoas, para o próximo. Minasan,今日はありがとうございました。来てくれてありがとうございました。ハーワードから、来年もっと大きな大会をやるから、ぜひぜひ、何かしても、私から、ハーワードにコミュニケーション取るからお願いします。よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。Okay, thank you so much.
Can I say one more thing, guys, before we hang up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Just remember that Black Lives Matter.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you very much. Remind that. Thank you very much. This is the most important thing right now. Is right now with all the things
Black
happening
Lives
around the world. Thank you, Howard. Thank you for reminding us. And
thank you.
And just to finish that, Howard, I have to say too, because to the people from Brazil, I have to talk in Portuguese too. Sometimes I forgot my Portuguese, but I have to talk with my.
You can do it in Spanish.
Yeah. Amigos do Brasil, muito obrigado pela participação de vocês. Amei ter vocês aqui participando. Muita gente que fazia tempo que não via e através do Paulo vocês estão entrando. E de verdade, um beijo muito grande para todos vocês. E futuramente as pessoas de Espanha que veam este talk com Howard Schwartz, nós estaremos disponibilizando em YouTube, em todas as redes sociais, a las pessoas que queiram verlo. Ok? And Howard Schwartz, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
We're going to be looking for your TikTok videos, guys.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye, Tico. Thank you very much. Hasta la próxima.
Bye, gente. Arigatou gozaimashita. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Bye, bye.